Hello everyone. Today we will examine Devin AI, the world's first fully autonomous artificial intelligence software engineer. When Jensen Huang recently said, "Don't learn coding," there was a lot of anger. He said that artificial intelligence will do these jobs anyway, so you should specialize in other jobs. In fact, small developers were also using artificial intelligence as an assistant. But again, people were an important factor. That's why everyone told Huang there was more to come. But it came less than a month after what Huang said. Devin AI has arrived. An artificial intelligence software engineer named Devin was introduced, who can do all kinds of coding, from the website to the application, completely on his own and in every detail, based on your requests and recipes. Generative AI Startup Cognition introduced its new AI software engineer, Devin. Devin takes the capabilities of software-focused AI assistant GitHub Copilot one step further. Beyond completing all software engineering tasks autonomously, Devin can also train its own artificial intelligence models. When viewed this way, we can define Devin as an artificial intelligence product that can work on its own rather than an artificial intelligence-supported assistant. Devin has its own terminal, code editor, and browser. Devin makes a detailed plan to carry out the commands you give at the beginning, and then implements the plan step by step. Devin, who can easily perform code writing and data research tasks, also stands out with his ability to solve the errors he encounters. At this point, we should point out that the vehicle can access the information it needs to carry out commands by searching the internet with its own browser. Devin can write his own code, fix bugs in the code, and test the code. At the same time, the vehicle can report its progress in real time. Thus, users can regularly obtain information about the progress of the tool. If users see that there are steps being taken incorrectly in the process, they can add another command to the chat box. In this way, users can ask Devin to correct the mistake in question. Devin is only in private preview for now. Those curious about Devin can contact Cognition via email to try the tool. The product could create a significant shift in employment in developer teams upon its launch. For example, engineering teams can delegate certain projects to Devin. According to a writer who had access to Devin, Devin created a Pong-like game and a website in 20 minutes. It takes more time for the vehicle to perform more complex tasks. In short, it is possible to say that software departments will also join the workforce changing with artificial intelligence. Now let's take a closer look at their abilities and what they can do. Devin can learn how to use unfamiliar technologies. After reading a blog post, Devin runs ControlNet on Modal to produce images with concealed messages for Sarah.
And if we jump to the middle here, you can see that Devin's been able to find and fix some edge cases and bugs that the blog post did not cover for me. And if we jump to the end, we can see that Devin sends me the final result, which I love.
Devin can build and deploy apps end-to-end. Devin makes an interactive website which simulates the game of life. It incrementally adds features requested by the user and then deploys the app to Netlify.
And then it started writing some code through its editor. After that, it deployed the app through Netlify. Let's check it out. That seems nice, but there's a lot more features which I want to add. So let's ask Devin to do this one.
Pretty reasonable, so there probably shouldn't be a failure. So Devin went and tried to debug the program for
Devin can autonomously find and fix bugs in code bases.
Actually added a print statement to debug the outputs and the inputs to the failing test, reran the tests, and actually found which case was wrong. In this case, these are the inputs, and then the return value...
Devin can train and fine-tune its own AI models. Devin sets up fine-tuning for a large language model given only a link to a research repository on GitHub.
After a few more runs, figure out the correct model names, Devin successfully gets the training run working. Here we see training proceeding smoothly, loss is going down, and after a few steps, looks pretty good. I tell Devin to wait as the training job runs.
Bugs and feature requests in open source repositories. Given just a link to a GitHub issue, Devin does all the setup and context gathering that is needed.
A few hundred steps are done now, and everything is still proceeding smoothly.
Looks, they all just say
Devin can contribute to mature production
I really want to
repositories.
improve the UX
This
here,
example is part of
but
the
I'm not familiar with the
SWE
code at
bench
all, so
benchmark.
I had
Devin solves a
my
bug
AI
with
software
logarithm
engineer, help me.
calculations in the SIMPy
Looks
Python
like this person
algebra
right
system.
here had the same
Devin
issue.
sets up the code
So all I
environment,
gave Devin
reproduces the
was
bug,
the link to
and
the
codes
issue
and
asked
tests
Devin
the
to
fix
it.
on its own.
You can see me make the request right here on the left. Let's see what Devin did. On the right, we can track Devin's work and watch Devin jump from tool to tool. First, Devin clones the repository using the shell, then reads the README in an editor to learn how to set up the code, then goes back to the shell to install the required dependencies. Devin also opens up a web browser to take a look at the issue. Now, Devin starts coding. At some point, Devin even opens up some Rust documentation to debug a compiler error. Finally, Devin finishes the task and reports a summary of the changes that were made. Let's see if the changes worked. I have Devin's code right here. Looks like it worked. The third command succeeded. I can even see the status codes. Here's all the code that Devin wrote for this change. Thanks, Devin.
We even tried
Hey,
giving
I'm
Devin
Walden,
real jobs
one
on
of the
Upwork,
developers here
and it
at
could do
Visionaries
those
AI.
too.
We were playing
Here,
around with
Devin
whether or
writes
not Devin
and
can
debugs
start a side
code
hustle
to
on
run a
Upwork.
computer
So
vision
here's an
model.
actual real job
Devin
from Upwork
samples the
where
resulting
the
data
client wants
and
to set up
compiles
this
a
computer
report
vision
at the
model,
end.
which actually looks quite interesting. It seems very difficult to set up. I'm not sure how I would start doing this, but you give the task to Devin and ask Devin to figure it out, and things just kick off. Devin immediately goes ahead, and you can see it sort of starts setting up the repo. It actually runs into some issues here with the versioning. So if you watch how Devin deals with it, Devin's actually updating the code to make these things work. He continues with this, loading and importing packages. You can see that actually downloads images from the internet to run through the model. But you can see here that there are actually some issues that come across. However, Devin knows how to handle these things. Devin kind of pushes through, and if you look closely, Devin's actually doing print line debugging here, where Devin is adding these statements to track where the data flows. And Devin continues to do this until Devin understands how everything's working, and actually then updates the code with the fixes after removing print line statements. Devin continues this pattern of fixing code and running it again until it runs the image model across all of these rows across the world. And we can ask for a report from Devin. At which point, Devin sends over some sample images of roads with damage marked out and a nice TXT file explaining Devin's work and the different kinds of outputs of the model. Good job, Devin.
So how does Devin work? First of all, you give him a job. For example, the prompt, create a website that maps all the Italian restaurants in Sydney. Leveraging the above capabilities, Devin runs a search to find restaurants, gets their addresses and contact information, then creates and publishes a site that displays the information. It shows all the tasks Devin performs while working and finds and fixes errors on his own while testing the written code. If Devin misses something, people can command him to correct it via the interface. Of course, it takes a little more time for Devin's abilities to reach the dreamed levels. Normally, a few years ago, we would say, there are still a few years left for this. But when it comes to artificial intelligence and today, even a few months is long enough. However, in SWE bench testing, Devin was able to correctly solve 13.86% of cases end-to-end without any help from humans. Although this may seem like a low rate, it seems that Devin is very advanced compared to others. Cognition did not share exactly how it achieved this success, and whether it used its own proprietary model or a third party's model. Additionally, Cognition also states on its website that coding is just the beginning. Therefore, it seems that the company will develop similar artificial intelligence for other disciplines. Last detail for those interested, Cognition did not officially exist until 2 months ago, and has raised $21 million in funding so far. Here we examine the world's first fully autonomous artificial intelligence software engineer. If you liked the video, do not forget to press the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.